similar once again, similar information to him. He has to have the confidence that he can go all the way and defend this fella. Because if you don't do that, he'll end up coming off you, turning, and then running at you. So it's a false economy in some ways. If you sit off and let him turn, he'll run at you, or alternatively he'll pick a pass. If we're giving information like that to our two fullbacks to go and get tight, then he's got to have a responsibility that whenever he makes a run, he's got to track him all the way back. Unless you're playing cat and mouse with the opposition and you're saying, right, okay, what we're going to do, if he makes that run forward, all of a sudden you've got to give different information to this fella, because he'll be cute and drag you out of position to expose this space for the wide player to go into. Now, if you decide, which some teams do, especially if you're chasing a game, let's say, and you've got an attacking fullback in the opposition's team, you might say to him, right, if he makes that run and we're chasing the game, if you like, don't go with him. Stay there, and when we turn the ball over, we're going to expose the space that they've left. You're going to have to be asking your midfield three, and probably this fella as well, to start covering that position. And then the information he gets is, look, if it comes into his feet, don't let him turn. But be acutely aware that their fullback's going to come, and it's a game of cat and mouse then. You've got to be aware that if he drags you too far, you're going to need support from your midfield players coming across, and your opposite wide midfield player coming in to make a nice tight line across there, shuttling across the pitch. With the proviso that you condense in play, he then gets tight when he can, but also he must be aware if there is movement from there, that's a critical space. That's when you don't leave that space. You might have to let him come, and he has to come out and give you that assistance. That's the trade-off you got, in the hope that you're turning the ball over and then it's bang, straight into that area and counter-attack where he's just left. In the main, what you're doing, and what most teams do in modern day football, they defend in numbers, and they defend sort of zonally in numbers. Now, if the opposition, what you always need is an overload of players in this defensive area. If you ever go man for man, let's say, and it's 4-on-4, you're always going to want a holding midfield player dropping around that zone, so it's 5 versus 4. If they don't have this player up front, and they just have the one, then you're happy with the overload. It's 3 versus 4 in your favour defensively. So you're always continually trying to get the opposition in areas of the pitch where you have the bigger numbers.